Hey, DMV, what's this, man? What is this that fell beside my car, man? Look like it came out the sky, man. Look, look.
How much you got the towels for? How much you got the children going for?
I'm like, did I just hear what I thought I heard?
Yeah, you did. He asked how much are the children going for, and then he says worse. Pompano Beach, Florida.
Another great reset is coming, guys, and the only way to rewrite history is to destroy the past. The New Zealand National Library announced that they're going to shred millions of books.
A trucker somehow stumbled into America's first 15-minute city, and it's being built right now. It's in Frisco, Texas, and people are shocked to learn the details.
Ain't no way. Are we living in a zombie world now? So you have this mother out in Australia who ate her 4-year-old son.
Welcome back to the Wizard's Fish. We are not going to waste any time. I'm just going to jump straight into things as usual, so viewer discretion is advised, and everything that you see in here is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into it.
Is anyone going to mention that in the Epstein files it literally says Epstein's family, the banking family, was hiding Hitler in shelters? No one's going to mention that?
I used to be a professional hypnotist and expert in manifestation who consulted for celebrities, high net worth individuals, pro athletes, even politicians, your favorite social media influencers. I myself had over 1 million followers on social media, and then I gave it all up to follow Jesus because God told me to. That, and I saw the very dark, diabolical, demonic side of that upper echelon group. The things that they're dealing with demonically and spiritually is second to none. These celebrities that we watch on Netflix or that we see on social media, they are one of the biggest targets for demons. Why? It's because they have the most influence. Who do little kids look up to? What do they listen to on the radio, on repeat? What are their minds being conditioned with? It's the songs that these artists produce. It's the movies and shows that these actors are in. And they trust these people because they see them all the time and they look up to them as role models. So who would the demons and the devil love to control? Celebrities. Now, it's not that all celebrities have demons, but I've seen the rituals and even sacrifices that these people are doing. They don't start off doing this, but a seed is planted at a very young age. Usually this comes through some trauma. There's abandonment, there's rejection wounds, and then these demons whisper in their ear, they whisper into their soul, and they pursue the money, the fame, and the power to try to fill a God-sized hole with a world-sized object. And no amount of money, no amount of power, no amount of fame will ever fill that hole. It's all a house of cards anyways. And what the devil loves to do is make you pursue these things because, one, if he can trap a celebrity in this cycle of the pursuit of success, well, he knows that eventually they're going to fall, or they're going to keep pushing his agenda and influencing the younger generations. And so I got out of it. Thankfully, God spoke to me audibly, and it took me almost 3 years to actually listen to him. But I'm here, and now I help high net worth individuals, celebrities, break free from those demonic forces. I do deliverance. I don't charge anything. Your information is totally safe with me. I don't share anything. Honestly, God ripped all the pride and ego out of me, so I don't care how big of a celebrity you are. But if you need help, if you feel like you're being demonically attacked, send me a DM because I want to help.
Hey, DMV, what's this, man? What is this that fell beside my car, man? Look like it came out the sky, man. Look.
Looks like dry ice to me.
Like, what is this?
What is this, man? You see this shit sizzling? You see it sizzling?
And it's boiling.
Look what I put my... No, don't snap, man. Look.
Oh, it's like gooey.
Look, I'm pushing on it.
Definitely not dry ice.
This is not hell, man.
in one spot, nowhere else. Out here. It just landed right here only.
This happened in Maryland in a DMV parking lot. After a rain, these guys thought they found dry ice that possibly fell from the sky. I personally have never seen such ice fall, but I do know that things have been getting weird. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments on Answer Universe.
What the hell is this? Seriously, what the hell is this?
As far as I ever recall, it's only had the one cobra right in the center. That looks really strange.
I've seen King Tut's sarcophagus in a dozen textbooks on countless issues of the Smithsonian, National Geographic, you name it. What the hell is this? Let me guess, guys. False memory on this one, right? That's what it is? We're just going to act like this strange, off-centered dual creature was just on the front of King Tut's headdress, and it wasn't just a serpent? Bro, 90% of the world over the age of 30 is not crazy. Something is happening. I feel like a broken record at this point. I do. But seriously, how are more people not talking about this? Like, how is this not a bigger story? Why aren't people freaking out? Your memory is not failing you. It's not. This is weird. I have a very good memory. I remember things that I wore to first grade. I remember what I wore my first day of kindergarten. I have a memory like that. This was not King Tut's headdress. Not the way I remember it. No way. There's no way. I mean, at this point.
A car fell off a cliff into the archaeological site of Marais in Peru. Luckily, no one was hurt. But it did distract from something even crazier. A long-range drone was flown deep into the Atacama Desert and found this. A 2,500-year-old geoglyph that's going to make your geometry and history teacher want to quit their job. Context. These are not the geoglyphs that Nazca is famous for, the pictures of the animals and stuff. You've probably seen those, but what's rarely shown are these kilometer-long lines. They're not just in flat desert, they're on top of mountains. Some with the top cut off of them. Despite this difficulty, they can only be seen from the air. There's not just a few, there's thousands in inhospitable desert, and we keep finding more. The method to create them is pretty straightforward. Scrape away the oxidized layer of desert, reveal the white vanilla texture underneath. Construction's not the problem, geometry is. We usually see the cool animals and the spirals that give off a little more primitive vibe. That fits the timeline and the culture. These don't. Why are we practicing advanced geometry in a remote part of an arid desert only visible from the sky? And you know what? I could have lived with most of these questions until I saw this guy. To the untrained eye, it is a cool looking combination of shapes, but that is not what it is. It is 6 different geometric patterns that cannot be created without using the other patterns as a reference. That's called a geometric construction. The ancient world called this sacred geometry. It was sacred because it could be observed at any scale of the universe, which is why it was incorporated in temples from ancient Greece to ancient India, which is where things get weird. Kalachakra is an advanced philosophical, spiritual framework from ancient India. Mandala can be constructed using this glyph from 10,000 miles away. If we go a little north, the Pyramid of Teotihuacan can also be constructed with the glyph. Since it's a harmonic shape, you can also make it using the patterns that sound creates as it travels through water. All of that insane. If you don't know the other mysteries, like how they could bend rocks, probably by using their 30% larger cranial capacity, which we only know because they mummified their people just like in ancient Egypt. Also revered blue eyes like the entire ancient world did for some reason. They even built a bunch of pyramids too, like in Corral. Look, we know they were super, super smart, but none of this fits. I think it's pretty safe to say we have no idea what was going on here.
A trucker somehow stumbled into America's first 15-minute city, and it's being built right now. It's in Frisco, Texas, and people are shocked to learn the details.
what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, about a smart city.
Then you will arrive at your destination.
These apartment complexes will have everything that you need. Grocery store, daycare center, hair salons, you name it, it's gonna be here. Doctors, you name it. So you really have no reason to go anywhere else. And as I said before in other posts, they want you comfortable being uncomfortable. Look at this project. I am actually on site at this facility, this new 15-minute city that they're building. And as I told you guys in the previous post, I own a trucking company, and my purpose of being here is that we deliver the lighting for this place. And this is how I learned that this place actually existed. So these are the lights that I bring here every week, twice a week, for this monstrosity of a complex. So it's just not, I'm getting pictures from somebody else. This is actually a real place that I'm at. This is in Frisco, Texas.
Now, to his credit, he tried to warn people about the dangers of this experimental housing development.
You will own nothing and be happy. The price of homes will be so expensive that you can't afford a home.
And don't forget also that you will be stuck basically in your prescribed zone, as they call it, and you're only allowed to travel outside X amount of times per year. And then after that, you can still travel outside, but you'll be taxed heavily to prevent you from going outside of your zone. So you're basically going to be stuck within that radius. You'll have to work there and whatnot. If you try to work elsewhere, you're going to have to pay after you're past your X amount of days that you're allowed to go outside of your zone. So yeah, man, like everything's going to be under surveillance. It's, I don't want any part of it.
And this is where you will end up at. A true 15-minute city with thousands of people on top of each other, paying what's equivalent to today's mortgage. Thousands of dollars. Do you want this to be your final happiness?
In his comments section, there are people defending these 15-minute cities, but you only need to look at other smart city projects to see where this is going.
Imagine you can only travel for 15 minutes, buy 3 items of clothing a year, fly just once every 3 years to Europe, and never eat meat again. That's part of the 15-minute city plan that sounds so great in the glossy brochures. I'm Dr. Rennie. I'm 3 driving days a year through traffic filters, plus 25 for the congestion zones. If you go over it, cameras catch you, the DVLA data is harnessed and IDs you, and fines hit your mat.
You thought Flock was bad? How about cameras covering every inch of the city you live in? And how about wearable devices that track your personal carbon footprint in real time?
Their diet, about their physical activity, about the way that they live their lives. We think that wearables are a key to the MAHA agenda, making America healthy again. And we are going to, my vision is that every American is wearing a wearable within 4 years.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's, where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker.
Meanwhile, they're taking their private jets and huge entourages of SUVs and stupid.
Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
Who out there thought that the red wave that was coming was going to look like that? I didn't. I didn't know that. I had no idea that that was the red wave. And for those of you that don't know, That red wave is all of the politicians in this country that take money from a foreign government, AIPAC, that foreign government. So we can talk all we want about China owning us or Russia or any of this other bullcrap, but the truth is that there is one country that does own and influence this country's politicians. And it isn't the one that you think. It's the one that you're not allowed to say a word about, otherwise you will be crushed. Crushed. That's not the red wave I was expecting, and if it's not the red wave you were expecting, send this to somebody that has no idea that that even exists.
Are bakeries now taking shortcuts? And why do I say that? Because a woman walked into a bakery and she was looking for some cakes, some snacks, or something to bring to an event. She checked out that they had some carrot cake, some tiramisu, and some good stuff on the shelf. Wandered around the counter to look for sales help and noticed this. Take a look at this video for yourself.
Okay, they have tiramisu,
Look.
they have carrot cake, they have pastries, and then I look over here. What? I'm not supposed to see that.
So basically, in a nutshell, you just saw what she just showed you. There's the tiramisu cake, there's the carrot cake right there. So they are purchasing these cakes from inside of grocery stores and then taking them and selling them as baked goods. I mean, technically at this point, it should be illegal. How are you going to set the cakes outside and not tell people they're not freshly baked, they were pulled out of a box? Some of them are even frozen and reheated up and then placed in the display case. There is the tiramisu cake right there on the shelf. And there is that carrot cake that they also displayed in there. And if you recall, just a couple of days ago, I did the video of the girl eating the croissants. When she turned around and realized that they were delivered from Costco, and she paid $12 for a Costco croissant that allegedly was baked in that bakery. So I guess my question to you is, what is with all of these shortcuts? And should there be disclaimers, especially if it's not fresh baked from the bakery? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Took that like a champ.
So what you most definitely don't want to do under any circumstances, because you know the surveillance state is for our safety and we should trust Big Brother and all that goofy shit. Yeah, don't go to your local auto parts store and get a cheap clear license plate cover or a tinted one, and do not coat the inside with a Rust-Oleum reflective finish, because you know cameras don't like that shit, and the cameras are here for our safety, right? It's okay to, you know, have a camera up our ass 24/7, and you're a terrorist if you value privacy. So yeah, don't do that.
Yo, what's that piece of shit hanging on the pole? That's a piece of shit. That's a camera, right? Yeah, and you got the boys out here protecting it. Yeah, they're gonna arrest me. They got like, I don't know, $1,000 worth of gold? Yo, what's your name? I'll come bail you out. Carl Dunn? Gun. Gun? G-U-N-N? Yes. If you hit the county, I'm coming to bail you out today.
Solid dude.
Cameras. If you for not standing up for us.
If you Google the word idiot under images, a picture of Donald Trump comes up. I just did that. How would that happen? How does search work so that that would occur?
We provide search today for any time you type in a keyword. We, as Google, we've gone out and crawled and stored copies of billions of web pages in our index. And we take the keyword and match it against web pages and rank them based on over 200 signals. Things like relevance, freshness, popularity, how other people are using it. And based on that, you know, at any given time, we try to rank and find the best results for that query. Then we evaluate them with external raters to make sure that, and they evaluate it to objective guidelines. And that's how we make sure the process is working.
So it's not some little man sitting behind the curtain figuring out what we're going to show the user. It's basically a compilation of what users are generating and trying to sort through that information.
Ain't no way. Are we living in a zombie world now? So you have this mother out in Australia who ate her 4-year-old son.
A mother has been arrested for eating her 4-year-old son last week. This happened in Australia. So as of 8 days ago, this is the photo of the mom and the son. Their faces are blurred out and their identities are still hidden right now because the investigation is ongoing. Revealing the mother would reveal the child.
Nah, this some weird cannabis shit right here. All the details haven't been released right now. They still on the investigation. Not only that though, y'all, the mom had called the police on herself. Police pulls up in a ride. She told the police that she was in there eating her own son. Just 18 months ago, CPS was called to that house because a family member was seeing something that wasn't just right. But what they do? Nothing. All because the mom had a clean record. She didn't really have nothing on her record but a couple little drug charges way before. Arrested her and they took her in for mental health testing. Now, if she ain't had no bad record, all the bitch mental. I don't give a lock her ass up. Fuck all that mental health shit. Like, no. They still on investigation trying to find the remainings of the body. Cause she hid them. Said she used an oven, a microwave, and an air fryer. And she was really on some cannabis shit. R.I.P. to that baby, man. It's crazy.
Sounds like he's saying canna business. I think he means to say can ends in an ism.
You've probably heard of this guy, iShowSpeed, one of the biggest streamers in the world. But what a lot of people don't know is that 3 years ago, he went on a dating show on YouTube. And that's when people noticed this. His eyes started to shift almost like a crocodile, what we now know as a reptilian. I'm not saying he is that, but this was never explained or talked about by him. I don't think it's impossible that they walk among us, shapeshifters. If they do walk among us, wouldn't they be in big positions of power and influence? Who knows? Maybe it was just a glitch in the camera. As always, thank you for watching. Stay weird.
I'm going to keep saying, they're telling us in these movies and commercials, watch this. Wait. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to show you this before you watch the commercial so you get it. Because a lot of people not going to get it until they see this. See this? Now watch this commercial.
This app, online data tracker, follows me everywhere I browse.
Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. You see how they in the exact poses as the demons. Pay attention. And I think this, what he just did, was an illustration of them feeding off of us. Pay attention. And for those still that's not getting it, look at what it says. It's intrusive thoughts that's making him want to do something that he shouldn't be doing. Ditch your spouse, keep the house.
Good catch.
What do you think would tell you do stuff like that?
Ooh, Chrome.
I'm taking this lady as the insidious lady. Tell you why. Nobody else around him is noticing those things on his back. Nobody, except for her. Peep it. Only certain people are seeing them. Pay attention. The laughter. Watch what happens to them when she presses the button. Maybe technology has gotten so good to where it can exorcise demons. I don't know. Anything's possible. Anything. But what I do know is that they've been throwing us hints everywhere. Like, I'm going to go back to that movie Stutter, right? I'm going to show you the scene. That movie had a dude, the demon was on him through the whole movie, and he was wondering why his back was always hurting and neck area. And it just so happens in that movie, this commercial is following the same premise. And they even put the picture of the demons behind the girl in the same exact way the people were around her in the back was the same as the picture. If this is not signs that they just putting everything just in our open, in our face, just they don't care anymore, I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all. Certain people have, like what I'm doing, where we could look at it and be like, oh, that's what they doing. That's what they doing. Was already doubtful about Apple in the first place because they whole logo is an apple bitten out. Adam and Eve, serpent.
Don't forget that when it first came out, it was $666.
Listen, people, there are signs all around us. They use symbolizing in so many different things. They symbols of showing, okay, they got pyramids and certain things. They even put UFOs in certain like logos. You just got to look for them. They do all of this right in our face. Wake up, people. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. And TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a crazy old man, and I like talking about conspiracies. This conspiracy is based on no truth at all. Just me talking about this stupid commercial that's kind of goofy and it's kind of crazy in a way. But entertainment purposes only. That's it. That's all. Y'all have a good one.
Cool. I've taken that blade and that blade. And now we have this one, which is going to be a really nice removal. And we're going to be coming all the way down here. Get in there. Look at that.
That's pretty awesome.
Look at that.
Yes. Dude's got skills.
Full blade.
Another great reset is coming, guys, and the only way to rewrite history is to destroy the past. The New Zealand National Library announced that they're going to shred millions of books. This includes a lot of historical and religious texts, all with the explanation of saving money and storage costs. These book burnings constantly happen throughout our history because history is his story. The victors always write the history books. And when the reset happens, they do not want these religious texts. They don't want true history being shown to the public. They want to wipe the slate clean and indoctrinate the new civilization. Why do you think all the true history books are hidden within the Vatican archives? This is exactly what they did with Tartaria. They burned all the books. They rewrote the history, the Great Reset, the Great Mud Flood. They destroyed all the buildings. Then they indoctrinated the new civilization and threw people in insane asylums that were speaking out against what was going on. Oh, history never repeats, but it rhymes. And this information always ends up falling through the cracks because they do a sloppy job of covering it up. Always remember, human consciousness cannot be suppressed. We always will find the truth. They continue to do these resets and hide these great empires because they don't want you to know the real origins of humanity and our true history and what we're actually capable of. They don't want you to know about free energy technology. They don't want you to know that we can literally thrive for free forever. It's all been given to us by the hand of God. Remember, you are not only here to find the truth, but expose it. Don't forget to like, share, and follow for more hidden truth. Peace and love.
If you're one of those that uses one of those giant tumbler cups, you know, the ones with the big white straws, well, you may want to change your straw more often than you might want to. And why do I say that? Because spiders have created a brand new home inside of your straw, especially if you leave it inside of a vehicle. Have a look at this for yourself. Check that out right there. This was left in a car overnight. And take a look at what they found the next morning. Can you imagine doing some shopping during the day, walking away from your vehicle, leaving your cup in the car and not coming back and double checking it and having a sip of that drink? And it seems to be happening more and more with more videos being posted of individuals finding spiders inside of their tumbler straws. And it's getting to a point where they don't care what color cup it is or what style straw. They're just going in and hanging out. And if you want to know why they're going inside of your tumbler straw, here you go right here. It's dark, it's humid. It also provides shelter, residual moisture or the sweetness of whatever you were drinking, and open exposure. And one way to help prevent getting yourself from consuming a spider, use silicone straw covers. Switch to clear straws. Inspect before drinking. I mean, that should be the first thing on your list. Wash regularly. So the bottom line here is anything you leave in a car, even in your home, especially these tumbler cups, spiders seem to love hanging out in the straws. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
She's gonna blow. Oh shit! Oh, give her some more. Give her some more heat. Hold your ears. Give her more. Give her more. We're dragging it. We're dragging it. What? You need to cut it? You need to cut it? No, you're good. We have sank the British sub.
I wonder how much of whatever they had in there.
On the day.
What's going on, everybody? I'm a former flock safety field tech here on the scene of the very first license plate reader I installed as a field tech for flock safety. You might be asking yourself, why am I standing in front of this camera? I posted a video recently kind of just going over the process of how we installed these things, and the video blew up. It got over 1 million views on TikTok. I wasn't expecting it. I was just expecting to educate my followers. It ended up reaching a whole lot of people. 1.3 million on TikTok, 300,000 on Instagram. I got over 10,000 new followers between platforms. It's insane. I never had a social media account with over 1,000 followers. Besides the point, I wanted to clarify a couple things. You want an 8mm, a 13mm, and a T25 or a T30 Torx bit. It kind of depends on who put the camera together.
This is all just comedy. It's not real.
We're going to theoretically take one of these cameras down. What you would want to do is start by taking down the camera itself, which is this unit up here. That's the 8mm or 5/16 in Freedom units. You want to get that camera taken down. You want to cut the cable as fast as possible. The solar panel itself is held on by 8 set screws. Okay, to remove the solar panel, you have to loosen 4 of those set screws. Now that's 13mm. When you cut the cable, they're going to get a notification that you've been tampering with the camera. What you want to do is get this camera off the pole as soon as possible and start making your way back to your vehicle. You want to get back to your car, and as you're walking towards the car, take that Torx bit on that same impactor drill, whatever you were using, put that T25 or T30 Torx bit on, and as you're leaving the scene, start unscrewing the camera housing. So by the time you get to your car, you can pull the battery backup out and they can no longer track your location. The moment you cut that cable, they're going to dispatch police to your location. So you want to flee the scene quickly, and as you're fleeing the scene, start taking that camera apart so you can get that battery backup out. Don't throw the battery backup out because they could be used for tons of things. I've heard of people using them for remote-controlled cars, remote-controlled planes, and different hobbies, even using them as a makeshift, power source for lights in their work vans.
For the comedy skit that he's talking about for entertainment purposes.
The solar panels you can get creative with. You can put them on your RV, you can put them on your work van, you can put them on your trailers, anything. You can use them to generate power to, charge your Milwaukee tools. You can get creative with the solar panels. A couple things to clarify about the pole. This one is not mounted legally. Garrett Langley, the CEO of the company, said it himself. They're kind of going based on brute force. They're just trying to install as many of these as possible, as fast as possible. And this is a good example. This is not safe. Not only is it not safe, it's not stable. I barely touched it, and look how much the thing is swaying. Okay, if a car hits this, it can decapitate a driver. The pole can be inserted through the vehicle. It's completely unsafe. What should be here should be a concrete slab, and this should be mounted to the slab using a breakaway plate so that if a car does hit it, the camera will just fall over and break away. It won't provide any resistance. Nothing can penetrate the vehicle and decapitate drivers and make a bloody scene.
How much you got the towels for? How much you got the children going for?
I'm like, did I just hear what I thought I heard?
Yeah, you did. He asked how much are the children going for, and then he says worse. Pompano Beach, Florida, intersection of Sample Road and Federal Highway. Husband, wife, grandmother, and 6-year-old little girl driving to dinner pull up to the light Guy in a Tesla pulls up next to them and does this.
They kind of motioned and rolled their window down and started screaming.
Carl says his 6-year-old was in the back, window down, and the girl's grandmother next to her. And then this.
How much you got the babies for? Do they Can I These children? Can I or is it just like, can I touch them?
He repeatedly described sex and how much the children would cost.
So I need to know how much they cost so I can make a decision.
The little girl heard it all.
She said, "Did he say he wanted to purchase me?"
That guy made me scared.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he said all those things because he perceived them to be, and that's why he was saying it. I worked to try and clean up the image because this is the image that we have to work with. So this is not a hard and fast, like this is definitely what the guy looks like. It's a couple of possibilities based on algorithms trying to kind of put together details and fill in blanks that aren't there. So don't say like, oh, if it doesn't look exactly like this, it's not the guy. This is the image to really focus on. Driving a Tesla in that area, if you know him, I'm betting you recognize his voice. This is disgusting on a level. Pompano Beach, Florida, South Florida, do me a favor. Tell me who he is.
Hi, you guys. Let me give you guys a quick homestead tour of this beautiful home. This is the entrance. This is how you enter. It's a fence because they have intruders, right? This is a house for the goats, and the chickens are this side. Freedom of speech. Come. This is the first. This is the house of the grandfather. Stays here. Come behind. Oh, we have a granary. This is where food is kept.
That's really impressive. Like the amount of time and effort it would take to build all that stuff. Like that's really impressive.
Hurry. Now we have two different homes here. This is the home of the man of the house, the first son. This is the home of the second son. And here is the kitchen. Okay, this is the inside kitchen. And the outside kitchen is right here. If you don't want to cook inside, you just come and cook outside here. This one is spoiled, never mind it. And then this is the Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes, if you want to go buy something, because the shops are pretty far, you just climb into your Mercedes and you go get whatever you're going to get. Yeah, that has been the tour.
This is France right now, and a lot of people don't realize how serious these wildfires are this year. Like, multiple regions are absolutely burning to smithereens, with some of the worst impacts in the southwest and the south of the country. Now listen, we're talking hundreds of thousands of people, and tens of thousands of hectares of land have been burnt. Now, they are calling this one of the worst wildfire emergencies France has ever seen. And, like, as you can see on the map, the fires are absolutely everywhere in the south of France. Now, I just want to show you something completely unrelated, completely separate from all these fires, you know. Southern France, the same area as these fires, like I said, completely unrelated. They're also seeing a major investment in the new digital infrastructure around, you know, Marseille and nearby areas. There are some large data center projects that are either like under construction or being planned right now, with some aiming to like be ready for 2027. Now, if you look at the map, you can see how many are actually in construction or planned or, you know, ready to be done in the exact same areas as these wildfires. I mean, like I said, completely unrelated. I mean, is it really unreasonable to ask a question about how all of these regions around the world right now are going to recover from these disasters, and what infrastructure is like already planned to be built straight on this land once it's, you know, completely burnt out. I mean, who makes the decisions? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, obviously, beautiful people. I know all of this was just for entertainment. I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
And these people do like Israel.
Hold on. And he loves Israel too.
It's true.
2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. 6 years ago, I was up here, and I said, "This is our first Jewish president."
It's true.
Now he's the first Jewish president to serve two not consecutive presidencies. We thank you for everything.
Donald Trump says he's a huge supporter of Israel, and that his actions show it. As part of his first trip abroad as president, Trump broke with past protocol and became the first sitting U.S. leader to visit Jerusalem's Wailing Wall.
It's an interesting looking Christian hat that he's wearing there. I know I'm going to get hate, because I always do every time I post things criticizing Trump. I don't believe in any politician. I've never voted. I don't intend to. In my opinion, it's all a scam. It's like Santa Claus for adults to make you think that you have a say and that somebody's doing something. But with what I can see from my own eyes, but based on his handshakes and his hand gestures, he is a Freemason, and they put themselves above us. Like their laws are all punishable by, ours are punishable by fines and jail time. They do not speak because the oath they have sworn. I know a lot of the consequences for each degree for breaking your oath, and it's pretty serious stuff. But yeah, like they have dirt on all these people, which is why they don't speak. But like I said, like I know every time I post things criticizing Trump, I get hate for it in the comments and people unsubscribe. I really don't care. The whole reason I started this channel was to search for and expose truth. That's all I care about, is the truth. If you want to put your trust in anybody, I would say put your trust in Jesus, period. Nobody else. Like, the world is too far gone at this point that they would allow anybody who's against their system to have control and power over things. Like, it doesn't work that way. They would have taken him out. I know there's been like attempts, but in my opinion, that's all been staged. So do with that information what you will. If it offends you, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I care about the truth and searching for the truth. That's it. Period.
The old city site, the holiest for Jews, sits on disputed territory claimed by both Israel and the Palestinians. Previous U.S. presidents largely restricted official visits to West Jerusalem and the rest of Israel. At the end of last year, Trump again broke with convention.
I have determined that it is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
He also announced controversially that he'd be moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. In January, his vice president, Mike Pence, traveled there to deliver a rare speech before Israel's parliament. An evangelical Christian, Pence often delivers a prophetic version of Trump's message, both in the Holy Land and in the U.S. On the ground, he's reinforced by Trump's bankruptcy lawyer turned ambassador to Israel, David Friedman. He's a religiously observant American Jew who supports Israeli settlements in the West Bank and owns property in Jerusalem.
You had talked a couple of weeks ago, you were doing an interview, and you talked about how you hope to end the war in Ukraine because it might help you get into heaven. How does this help? Does this help?
I mean, you know, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven, but I've made life a lot better for a lot of people. And
it's a real positive thing for a apparent Christian man to say, though, right? He puts his faith in Jesus, but he's not sure if he's going to heaven.
It's gotten so bad on the streets of Dublin in Ireland now that groups of young native Irish lads have to go out onto the streets and patrol during the nighttime just to make sure that women and young men are safe. It's at the point in Dublin at nighttime, if you're alone, even as a man, if you're walking around alone as a native Irishman, you run the risk of being jumped, attacked, stabbed, or worse. The same thing goes if you're a woman. I urge you, if you are a female and you're visiting Dublin on your own, don't go out at night on your own, and bring a large group of friends if you do so. Dublin is not the place that it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. I grew up in Dublin in the 90s, in the early 2000s. Completely different country, completely different city. It's changed entirely, and we all know why.
These farmers in Vietnam find these strange eggs while out picking crops. He looks very unfamiliar with these eggs, so he turns it around to try to figure out what these things are. I personally looked up snake eggs and lizard eggs, but nothing was a match for these living things. Now, what would you do if you were in this situation and you found this on your property? And should these farmers be concerned? I've been to Vietnam many times, and it's such a vast jungle full of life that it's no telling what these things are. Leave your thoughts in the comments.
Take them to a lab.
Look at the black thing on the bottom left. Looks like it catches on fire, then slowly moves out of the camera's view. This was a really strange occurrence that happened on someone's Ring camera.
Moves like it's alive.
Now it changes its direction. This strange fiery object is moving as if it's sentient or alive. The actual homeowners had no idea what this was. They also emphasized how there was nothing that could have or would have burnt or catch on fire. Is this another unexplainable, unanswered universe?
I told you this a million times. With 14-year-old girls is the first step. Then the money laundering, the corruption, all the things you're doing for them. Then it's little kids. And then it's, we're going to go in this basement, and there's 2 toddlers we've used up. They've been getting for about a year. Cigarette burns all over them, broken bones, drooling. We want you to go in there, and we want you to rip them and then blow their heads off.
In the movie that he's talking about, unfortunately, that's for entertainment purposes.
By the way, this has come out in FBI reports. You don't see it on the news. But I'm telling you, like, actual stories here. And there's other ones that Gunnarsson got out and were later confirmed with the finders, where they'd have some rich banker wife and husband that were super high level, and after a decade in it, they would come to him one day and say, get in the back of the van. They'd put guns to their heads, and they'd take them, and they'd say, all right, this is all on tape. You see that 6-year-old girl? We want you to rip her throat out with your own teeth and rub the all over you on camera, or we're going to kill you right now. And they shotguns. You ready to?
In the movie that he's talking about, again, for entertainment purposes, Mr. Albert G. Rhythm.
And the bankers are crying. They're like, get in there, pussies. By the way, scream hell Satan while you do it. And there's cameras. They go in and they just tear that little girl's throat out and then roll around the. Then they come in, they say, have the dead body now. Now, you're going to stay here for 2 weeks until you've eaten every bite of that kid. It's about making you do horrible things. It's about humiliating you, dominating you, breaking you, to push the Holy Spirit completely away from you. Because they're watching when you're kids and stuff that you didn't really enjoy it. So they need to fully make you do pure evil stuff so that they can get God. Because when you do that, God removes his spirit from you. Now the off-world entity, now that the Holy Spirit field that blocks them, it's removed, and now it can come in. This is all science.
Oh wow, that happened pretty quick.
Not counting gang violence. Great.
And that concludes this video. If you made it past my criticism of Trump, thank you. I appreciate you very much, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Peace.